So I ask you, have you found new ways to journey outside yourself during this time of COVID? Have you had found new ways to offer to yourself and to the world any parts of you that you have to offer? Maybe you can't be out in ways that you used to. But maybe you found some new ways to offer yourself to the world. And if you haven't, maybe you consider in what ways you can open back up to the world even during this COVID time. And then we'll bring our hands right to our heart and let ourselves seal that intention here where the true self resides. And chant for you this morning, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May you be happy, healthy, free from suffering, and may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute to your. And then let the hands fall down to the lap. And we're just going to start with some circles this morning. Inhaling and coming forward. And exhaling and coming back. And finding a rotational axis here. So letting your sit bones root down and use them as the axis of your rotation. Right? But note too that when you're coming over to the side, if that sit bone lifts a little, that's fine. Just let yourself find some rotation here. And then bring the breath into those circles and inhale forward and exhale back. And then the next time you come forward, you can stop there and hang out for a moment and then let that circle go the other way. And again, inhale forward and exhale back. Take one more big circle around. And then bring yourself right back into center. Stop there for a moment. Bring the breath into the nostrils and inhale and fill your belly, fill your ribs, fill your chest. And then exhale it all out. Chest, ribs, and belly. And then take another inhale, but this time let the hands follow it up and inhale. Tip the head if you have no issues with the neck. And exhale, palms towards the ground, chin to chest. And then find your breath space. Inhale again. Let the arms rise the whole time you're inhaling. And the same for the exhale. Let the arms reach as far wide and up as you can. And then the next time the arms come up over the head on the inhale, on the exhale, just take the right arm to the left knee, the left hand behind you, and take a twist. And then inhale back to center, look up, reach up, and exhale the other way. Let yourself settle in. Nothing to force in your twist. inhale back to center. And exhale and bring the hands right into the heart. Go back to your 3-part breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale it all out. Chest, ribs, belly. And then bring yourself onto your hands and knees in tabletop. And push the ground away. Cultivate the core here, and we'll do some cow and some cat stretching. So on your next inhale, fill the belly with breath, let it drop, tip the pelvis. And exhale. I love practicing outside because you never know what's going to happen. Inhale. And exhale. A few rotations with the breath wakes up the spine. One more, and then we'll meet in stillness. And push the ground away here. Cultivate the belly. And then send the right leg back. And let the toe touch. Let the hips release. And then let it lift up. So if you're watching on Zoom today, I think I forgot to shut off the mirroring. But since there's people here, I'm going to mirror anyway. So sorry about that. And then let yourself breathe here. And then decide if you're going to lift up your left arm. Let your core do some work here. Pull the belly towards the spine and then reach long. And then go ahead and let the hand land. Keep the leg up. Bend the knee. Flex the ankle so the foot looks like it's walking on the ceiling. And then just make some pulses upward. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg out to the side. See how I just leaned over? If you did that too, bring yourself back to center and then lift up here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back around and tuck it under. And give yourself a little shimmy and shake and some circles with your low back. Bring the big toes together. Drop the hips to the heels. Give yourself a moment in child. And then bring yourself back to that table and line yourself up. Get ready to switch sides. And send the left leg back. And then lift it up. And then decide if you're going to stay right here for a few breaths or if you're going to lift up that right arm. And let yourself be in work. Find the breath. Brighten up a little. Reach, reach, reach. And then go ahead and drop just the hand and bend the knee. Flex the ankle. Foot's walking on the ceiling and pulse upward. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bring the leg out to the side. And if you leaned into that other side, bring it back to center and lift up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back and release. Give yourself a shimmy and a shake. Together. Settle into a child movement. And then come back to that tabletop. And turn the toes under and lift the hips and find that first downward facing. Let that dog be nice and long. Walk the fingers out a couple of inches. Walk the feet back a little. Let the head surrender. any movement you need. Paddling the feet. Bend the knees. Bend the elbows. Lift the armpits. And then go ahead and straighten the arms and straighten the legs. Find your 3-part breath. And then look right between your hands and walk the feet forward. Take a hold. And then bring the hands to the hips, elbows behind you, come up with a nice flat back. And then find your mountain pose here. And find that 3-part breath again. And inhale and reach tall. Look up. And exhale and float it forward. And then inhale, look up. Pull the heads of the arms back. And exhale, go inside, surrender. And then reverse your swan dive and come all the way up. Give yourself a little back bend and exhale right into the heart. One more sun breath, inhale and reach. And exhale and float. Inhale, look up. Exhale, go inside. Take a reverse, inhale. And exhale right to the heart. Adding on this time, inhale and reach. And exhale and float. Inhale, look up. And exhale, step yourself back to downward facing dog. Make it nice and wide. And then inhale, lift up the right leg impossibly high. Look right between your hands and step it right through. And let the left knee come down. And reach up nice and tall and find that Anjaneyasana, that low lunge. So let yourself release in that front leg a little. And then even out the hips and then drop right back in. Let yourself stretch. Nice big breath. We're going to take some circles in the arms. One way. And then the other. And then inhale and reach up nice and tall. On the exhale, bring the left arm to the outside of the right leg and bring the right hand right to the hip. And then just give yourself a little twist here in this low lunge. Let your leg push against your hand. And then inhale and reach up nice and tall. And exhale, frame the footstep back to downward facing dog. And let yourself breathe and stretch. And then find stillness. And then reach the left leg up impossibly high. Look between the hands and step it right through. Let the right knee come down. And lift up nice and tall. Release a little in this knee. Straighten out the hips. And then drop back in. And then take some circles again. Warm up the shoulders. One direction. And then the other. And then inhale and reach. And on the exhale, take the right hand to the outside of the leg. Left one right to the hip. Give yourself a twist. Make some resistance in the leg. Push the knee into the hand. And then inhale and reach up nice and tall. And exhale and frame the foot. Over and step back to downward facing dog. And then look right between the hands. And either hop or step forward and take that big fold again. And then reverse and come all the way up. And exhale right to the heart. Find your 3-part breath. Fill. And then empty. And then reach up with both hands. Inhale. And take the right wrist with the left hand, reach up, give yourself a side. And then inhale, reach up again, switch wrists, go the other way. And then inhale to reach up and exhale, float forward. Inhale, look up and exhale, release. And then bend the knees here. So we're setting ourselves up for a chair pose. Lift up the toes, find the weight in the feet, and then reach up with those bent knees and find a chair pose. So there's a nice natural curve in the low back. So don't need to point the pelvis back, don't need to tuck it under, just find neutral and reach up and breathe here. And then on an exhale, bring the hands right through the heart and let yourself fold. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, step your feet back to plank. So when our knees are up off of the mat, we're in a high plank. If it works better for you to have the knees on the mat, that's a low plank. Both are working. Open up your fingers, push the ground away, heels back. Let yourself sink into the heart a little bit so that you root in your shoulders. And then on an exhale, lower. So you can chaturanga, you can drop the knees here and just lower the heart, your choice. And then inhale, lift the heart. And exhale back to downward facing dog. And then look between the hands, step or hop forward, take a fold. And then take a reverse. And then exhale right to the heart. Nice big breaths. We're going to do some sun salutation in part B. So inhale and reach. And exhale and float it forward. And inhale and look up. And exhale and go inside. Bend the knees. Inhale, lift, chair pose. And then on an exhale, hands come down to the ground, step back to plank. Take an inhale here on the exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg impossibly high. Exhale, step it between the hands. Turn the back foot out and inhale up, warrior one. And then exhale, frame the foot, step back to plank. And then lower. And then lift the heart. And then exhale, down dog. And then left leg rises, inhale. And exhale and step it through. Turn the back foot out, reach up. Invite a square into that front knee and outside of that back foot. And on the exhale, frame the foot, sit back to plank. And then lower. And then lift the heart. And then exhale the dog. And then look between the hands. Step or hop forward. And fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair. Let out the breath. And then inhale, rise. And exhale right to the heart. Find a 3-part breath. Find your intention. And then refine mountain pose. So we're going to do a couple of rounds of those part B's. Sun salutations. So you see that there's a lot of the plank and lowering and then return into down dog. So not necessary. You can step back to plank and then go straight to downward facing dog, or maybe even take a child if that serves you better. So let's begin a couple of rounds. Inhale, reach, look up. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, go inside. Inhale, bend the knee and reach up. Chair pose. And then on an exhale, step back to plank. Same exhale. Keep exhaling, 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 and lower or go to dog. And now inhale. And then exhale. Beautiful. We're going to start on the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Turn the back foot out. Inhale, and reach up. Warrior one. And then exhale, frame the foot. Step back. Keep exhaling. We're in the same exhale. Lower. Cobra up dog. That's your inhale. Exhale, dog. And then right side. Inhale, lift the leg. Step it through. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink right in. So you know we're setting up for a really long exhale. So take a big inhale, belly, ribs, chest. And now slow and total. Exhale the whole time. Frame the foot. Exhale, plank. Same exhale, lower. And then inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let yourself breathe here. A couple of full breaths. And then look between the hips. Half or step forward. Take a fold. And then reverse. And exhale to the heart. Find your 3-part breath. Find your intention. Feel into your feet. And then inhale and reach. Exhale, float. Inhale, look up. Exhale, surrender inside. Bend your knees. Inhale, chair. And then exhale. Step back to plank. Staying in your exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let yourself sink into the rhythm of the breath here. As you inhale, reach with the right, and exhale and step it through. Turn the feet. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, let it all out. This is your big breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, nice and slow, right through the mouth. Plank. Chaturanga lower. And then inhale. And then exhale, down dog. Get back into the rhythm of the breath. And inhale and lift the leg. And exhale and step it through, left side. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink into there. Bring your attention to the breath. Let the movement take care of itself. Inhale here. Exhale, frame the foot. Keep exhaling, step back to plank. Lower. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then look between the hands. Take your inhale on the exhale. If you're jumping forward, do it at the bottom of the exhale. And then hold. And then inhale and reverse. And exhale to the heart. Gorgeous. If you're practicing with us outside, you're feeling a breeze like we are. Let yourself sink into how delicious that is. And then refine your mountain pose. Let's add on to those sun salutation V's with some variations. Inhale and reach. And exhale, float forward. Inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, go inside. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair. And then bring the hands right into the heart. Press the hands together. Create energy there. Take an inhale. On the exhale, let the left elbow cross the body. Take a twist. See if you can stack elbow through the wrist to the other elbow. And then inhale back to center. And exhale other way. And then inhale back to center. And exhale, fold. Take an inhale, look up. And exhale, step back to plank. Keep exhaling, let the breath out slowly. Lower all the way down. And then inhale, lift the heart. And exhale to downward facing dog. We're getting ready for our warrior ones here. We're going to add on here as well a little. To take an inhale, lift the right leg. And exhale and step it through. Back foot turns out. And find that warrior one. Sink right in. Inhale here. And exhale, open that up to warrior two. Take the gaze forward. Hips are wide. Inhale, reverse. And then exhale back to warrior one. Inhale here. Big inhale, exhale, hold time. Frame the foot, plank. Keep exhaling, lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let yourself pause and breathe. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink in. Inhale here. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. And exhale back to that warrior. This breath retention that we're practicing is so good for you. Inhale, fill. Exhale, let it out slowly. Frame, plank, lower, still exhaling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to the heart. And then find mountain. Let your eyes close. Feel your breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, float. Inhale, look up. Exhale, go inside. Bend the knees. Inhale, chair. Exhale, bring the hands right to the heart. So you can stay right here or inhale here and exhale, elbow crosses the body, take a twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plank. Lower. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step it through. Find that warrior one. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale, sink right in. Inhale. Exhale, open. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, elbow to leg. Side angle pose. Reach the right arm right up and over the ear. And then inhale, warrior two. And exhale, frame the foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Taking a little detour. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, float it forward. Inhale, warrior one. Deepen it, let out all the breath. Inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hang out here, take a child. Or take an inhale right here and exhale yourself to plank. Keep your exhale going and lower. And inhale with the heart. And exhale to downward facing dog. And then look between the hands and either walk or hop forward and take a full fold. And then inhale, take a reverse. And exhale right to the heart. Find your breath. And then inhale and reach the arms long. And then switch your weight into the right foot and kickstand the left one in front of you. And let yourself reach up tall through the hips and the torso. And then on an exhale, just bend the right knee. Sink right in there. And then when you're ready, lift up the left leg, make the number 4. Bring the hands into the heart if that works for you. Find your drishti or something to stare at. And then maybe let yourself sink a little lower. And then inhale and reach. Step the foot down. Exhale to the heart. And then inhale and reach up again. Switch the weight into the left, kickstand the right. Nice and tall through the hips, through the torso. Open up your toes on that standing foot. Find your drishti. And then let the left knee bend and the right leg float up. When you're ready, hands to the heart. Maybe sink a little lower. Open up the toes on the leg that's floating. And then inhale to reach. And exhale right to heart center. And then let yourself loosen up and release any tension. Maybe some circles in the legs, a forward fold. And then come back to your mountain. Nice breathe. Inhale, reach. We're going to do it again. Switch the weight to the right, kickstand the left. Be tall. Stretch through the right hip. Bend the knee, belly button in and up. Find the drishti. Float the leg. And then all of your toes open up, especially the one on the floating leg. Bring the hands to the heart. Let yourself sink. And then stand up, float the leg behind, and tip it forward and find a warrior three. And then tuck it under, reach up, hands into the heart. Inhale, reach up. Switch the weight into the left. Kickstand the right. Lock in your bandhas. Put a little bend in that left knee. Find your drishti. Float the right. Open the toes. Hands to the heart. Sink it in. Don't clutch, don't clutch. And then send that right leg back. Find that warrior three. And then tuck it under. Reach up. Settle into the heart. Just be still for a moment and feel in. And then let yourself wiggle and shift and shimmy. Circles. And then find your mountain. Let the air kiss the skin, let the heart open. And then inhale and reach up. And exhale and float it forward. Inhale, look up. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. And then walk the hands in towards the feet. Take the feet as wide as the mat. And bend the knees. And if Malasana is in your practice, let yourself sink right in there. want to say Malasana going downhill, not so easy. Nice big breaths. So many things can happen from here, right? You can drop one hand at a time and take a twist. You can propel yourself forward into a crow pose. I'm going to take some twists here. I'm going to drop that right hand and lift up with the left. And then I'm going to wrap it around my back and open my heart. I'm going to switch my weight into my right foot and let my hips open. So you explore you. Bring the hands back to forward. Reach up with the right. Wrap it around my back. Switch my weight into the left so my heart opens. And then back into the center. And let it shift back and forth. Maybe find stillness or bring yourself forward into a crow. And then as you're ready to do so, bring yourself into a nice forward fold and let that all stretch out. And out. And then come up about halfway onto your mat and let yourself have a seat there. And bring the legs right out in front of you for a moment. Give them a little wiggle. And then let yourself lay back and set yourself up for a bridge pose. So right, we just did tons of back bends. We got to get in a little bridge here and maybe a little wheel if that's in your practice. We're going to set ourselves up with the knees bent, feet on the floor. So I want you to find a low back curve that allows for an imaginary friend to come between your mat and your low back. Or if you're outside, it might not be that imaginary. I'm just kidding. And then take an inhale, fill with breath, and then lift the hips. Keep the curve in the low back. Keep the heart reaching up skyward. And then if it's in your practice to do so, you can roll your shoulders under, interlace your fingers, and lift up even higher. So the anchor point in this pose is actually in your mouth. It's like the back of your throat. So push the back of your head, the back of your throat into the mat, and that's going to allow a little bit more freedom in the heart. And then when you're ready, bring the hips back, windshield wipe the legs back and forth. And then set yourself up one more time. So maybe you're going back to this bridge, or maybe you're going to settle the hands over here by the ears so you can create a wheel pose. They both start the same way, that curve in the low back. A nice inhale, and then let the hips float up. And if you're taking wheel, push down into the hand, and then you can let yourself settle in on the top of your head for a moment. And then get your hands positioned, open them up, and then use that strength to push through. Whichever pose you took, let yourself unravel. And then bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug and a squeeze. And then let yourself roll up to seated. And then bring your knees so that your knees are on the left and your feet are stacked. So right here, that makes me want to lean onto this right hip. So don't let yourself do that, right? Cross your legs here and then let this top hip settle back in. And bring the right hand out in front so you're vertical here. separate the legs here to allow that. And you're having that access point here. Be right, push down into the ground, let the heart open up. So we're going to take this twist without the force, right? We're letting ourselves twist, and the way that we're going to do it is we're going to take the left hand, reach around the back, and try and hold on to your right arm somewhere. And then let the heart open and let the body turn. Keep that left hip driving downward. And then go ahead and release the arms. Bring the hands back to the mat. And then bring both hands to the front of you. And just be there for a moment. And then maybe come to the forearms. And then maybe surrender the head. And then walk yourself back up. And then switch. So the feet are behind you. The knees are on the side. And how much you need to have your legs open is really about your hips, oddly. And you really want to take that right hip and let it settle. Bring both hips down. Use this hand in the front of you as like sort of your kickstand to push you up vertical. Vertical access here. I want you to focus on your toes for a minute. I want you to let the painted side of your toenails be touching the mat. So settle and breathe. So you can stay right here. We're letting that access happen. The hips are pushing down. The right hip is pushing down. We're letting the hips be even. You could take the right hand, reach it around your back, and find your left arm. And that's just opening your heart to not needing to move. We don't have to move ourselves into the twist. So you can just let the twist happen. And then go ahead and release the arm. And now the hands can come in front of you. So this is the part of the twist that we're making happen. And then you can bring the forearms down. So now it's okay for that right hip to lift. And maybe the head surrenders. And then back to the forearms and back to the hands. And bring the legs all the way around. And give them a little wiggle. And then find Dandasana. Open up the toes. They think it's a flower. There's a bee out here that's loving one of our yogis. Has loved her since the moment she got here. And then inhale and reach tall. Exhale, pull the belly button in, push the thighs back, and let yourself fold forward. And then inhale and lift it back up. And exhale and bring the right foot into the thigh. Arms are staying lifted. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, heart leads forward. That extended leg is working. The ankles flex. The toes are open. Inhale, reach. And exhale, switch. Inhale tall and exhale float. Those are open. And inhale and reach. Bring both legs out straight. One more time. Exhale. Hold it forward. We're imagining the feet are pushing up against the wall, so we're not going to let the feet sickle in. We're going to let them push against the wall, imaginary wall. Breathe with the heart and allow yourself to fold. And then go ahead and let that release. Lift up nice and tall, and then let yourself roll back onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug and a squeeze. And then reach for the outsides of the feet. And then bring the feet up like you're walking on the sky, clouds. Pull the knees right into the armpits and find a happy baby. Right, so our goal here is to keep the spine on the mat from the neck all the way to the tailbone. Natural curve in your low back, natural curve in your neck. And then if it feels good, you can let yourself roll from side to side. And if you fall over, you can let yourself laugh because it's funny. And then let yourself release the legs, stretch them out long on the mat, stretch the arms overhead. Nice and elongated. And then bring both arms out like you're the letter T. And bring the feet to the mat. Lift the hips and scooch them over to the left. And then let the knees fall to the right. If it feels good to you, you can look over the left hand. And then knees back up towards the sky. Push into the feet. This time, move the hips over to the right. And let the knees fall to the left. And the gaze can go over to the right. And then knees back to center. And give yourself a little wiggle. And then find the Shavasana position of your choice, or maybe you want to sit up and take a minute of meditation. Either way, settle in, nothing left to do, just to be for a moment.